Hey everybody, Brian Kruesi, Kruesi Originals. Guess what? We're back. It's another build off. It's another big old build off episode. We're gonna be working hard on this 2024 Street Glide, this Harley Davidson Street Glide, this water cooled 135 inch, 155 horsepower, 155 foot-pounds Street Glide that's gonna get some serious upgrades starting today. If you guys are just tuning into this and you haven't watched it, there's about 7 or 8 videos out on this bike already. So far, just what we've done. We built the 117, we made 132 horsepower, 138 foot-pounds of torque. The thing was a ripper. Then we put in the Harley Davidson water-cooled 135 with an S&S intake, stealth exhaust, and a Thunder Max, the first 2024 Thunder Max ECM, standalone in this. It made 155 horsepower, 155 foot-pounds, and it is a beast. We've also put some Legend suspension front and rear, some Archetype risers, ODI bars, Kruesi Originals wheels. Those are PFD wheels with Kruesi Originals North Star rotors, and a Trass Performance chain drive kit to throw everything down. We're going up against Blockhead Moto, and so far everyone's been really stoked on what we've done with the bike. But in reality, I honestly haven't even started this build yet. This is just the shit that we wanted to throw on to get the thing rideable so I could hit Sturgis and do different things like that. The real deal, the real shit, the real build starts today. The real, I don't think you're ready for me, Blockhead. I don't know if you really know what you even stepped into, because I'm about to light this shit on fire. I'm gonna cut the whole back half off of this bike. Woo! All this stuff's coming off. We're gonna throw everything in the trash and start over back there. And in that giant box, just to the right of June, is a Trass Performance Assassin Turbo Kit. We're going to make some big power. We're going to be selling turbo kits. We're going to be doing a bunch of tuning. This is going to be one of the first 2024 kits out there, and one of the first boosted, actually I'm not even going to say one of the first boosted water-cooled 135 on the planet. We're going to do some big stuff, but today we're going to start with the back half. I'm going to tear all this off, and we're going to go through the whole mock-up process and show you how to set up a set of our bags on a 24. We're going to run Kruesi Original saddlebags, Advan black lids, and I'm going to build some sort of fender setup back there. I've got a few different fenders I'm going to try out. We'll see which one looks the best, and we'll kind of go from there. It's going to be a mock-up day. It's an actual mockery. I'm going to make a mockery of this. I'm going to have to take these apart and disassemble these later. Does it sound like I'm in an echo box right now? I'm going to have to take these apart and assemble these later, after I put the lotion on my skin. We're going to steal a bunch of parts off of those for the new bags. Call me new bags. Also, just to interrupt you, but we've got Kruesi Originals black anodized air covers in stock. Kruesi Originals top mount light brackets for your Baja Designs LP6 and Shark Demon from Custom Dynamics. We also got wiring harnesses for that. We also have axle lock kits. You got early model Dyna. This is a necessity. It will keep the ass of your bike from sagging. And new, and probably the only ones out there on the planet, the 2024 fender lift for running a 21 in the front. It's what we have on our bike, available at KruesiOriginals.com. And every $5 you spend gets you a chance to win that custom motorcycle that's back there that I'll show you a little later on in this video. But these are like 13 entries for these little dudes right here. And you can be rolling that big dog wheel. You could get this guy. It's 36 entries. Go there, buy something. You could win a bike. It's gonna be dope. I'm gonna make a quick game plan on how I want to tear this apart, because I gotta disassemble every single bit of this. Shocks gotta come off. I don't really need to take these apart because I'm not gonna use them again. I'm gonna use this dude, this guy, and this thing. And we gotta cut the rails that go over and modify all this stuff for the new bag rails. So I'm just gonna start with tearing off the fender and kind of do a little bit of disassembly. Watch this trick. This is a lazy trick right here. Haha! Got the whole thing off. This is all good to go. I don't even need to unbolt this because I'm going to cut this dude off. Wah, right there, and this shit's going in the trash. But we're not going to do that yet. I'm going to pull this fender off. We're going to mock up a couple fenders, and then we're going to mock those up, and then we're probably going to mock up a couple more fenders again after that, and it's going to be a whole lot of back and forth. That's the process. Process is back and forth and back again, and Not the best way to do this, but I do not give a shit about this fender for the most part. Not going to use it again. There she is, all her guts and glory. A little bit of rubber in there. That's how you break in a motor, or don't. We got a couple fender options I want to try out. This is the one that most likely we're going to use. This is the FXR division fender for late model bagger, M8 baggers. It's just a bolt-on fender, running regular tail light, license plate, looks like a dyno, looks really pretty, really nice. We've run them many times before. I have it, I know it works. I don't know if it works with the 24. I'm assuming it does. We also have this carbon fiber fender. She's real carbon, real light. This was given to us by our buddy Scott at Silent Cycles. It's got some dings and shit on it, and he's like, use it if you can, which we would most likely paint most of it. This sucks. This is basically ruins this whole fender for me because I'd have to cut this thing really tall to make this work because I'm not going to run a full fender at all. Probably not going to use this, but we're going to mock it up and maybe just take a couple looks and see if there's some way I could maybe make that work, or maybe I cut a subframe into it and just have a tie plate sticking up back there. So we're going to try a bunch of things today, take a bunch of looks, see what I can do. I'm going to write a little bit of a stunt show on it in front of people before the voting even happens. So I'm going to go, wow, that's the bike that was out there doing that. That was out there mulching those tires. That was me. I put the P in performance. I'm not really into carbon fibers. We'll probably paint most of this to match the bike and then maybe just leave a little bit of carbon exposed on the top or something. But I mean, I like carbon fiber, but that's not what I have planned for this bike whatsoever. If I want to lose a couple pounds on the bike, I'll just carb deplete for a couple days. I probably already lost with all the bullshit we've taken off this and everything I'm going to cut off the back half of this bike. I'll probably cut 40 pounds. I don't know how much that turbo kit's going to weigh. I might be putting all the exhaust weight back on with that turbo kit. I don't know. We'll find out. But right now it's all about fenders. This is just a mockery. I am just hacking this dude up there to take a bunch of looks at it, play the imagination game, and maybe draw a few lines, which I don't even know if I'm going to go that far with this fender because I don't have high hopes for it. I would like to use it because this is very thick gauge. This is, I bet this weighs 20 pounds. I bet this weighs 2. This is very thick gauge, very high quality fender, but it is heavy. Because if I can't get past this scenario, we're screwed. But it would be nice because I'm trying to build this fire-breathing monster of a drift bike. And if I could make the back of it as light as possible. Oh, you know what? This is looking pretty promising, Juniper, it's looking promising. That shit is lower than I thought it was, dude, and I think I could cut that in. That is exciting. Super lightweight ass end, here we come. You know who else makes carbon fiber? That would be cool if they sent me one. Blockhead Moto. Wouldn't mind beating them in a bike build off with a few of their own parts. Although, I'm gonna build this fender right now, so I don't wanna wait. They do have some of the nicest looking carbon fiber products I've seen so far. Haven't seen them in person, just on the old internet. It does look pretty. I've dealt with a lot of carbon fiber aftermarket companies out there, and most of them are shit. All right, I think I could cut that bitch right off along there, run it around, and make a nice shorty fender. I'll probably just run a Custom Dynamics tail license plate bracket right there with lights built in. I really want to stay away from putting a subframe back here and a scrape plate because I'm not going to wheelie this bike. It's already too much power now. We're trying to, no matter what, you try and clutch this up and it just wants to fry the tire. It's got way too much power. And then once we boost it, it's going to be ridiculous. So it's going to be just a burnout monster and a drift machine. So I just want a regular fender, but I think I'm going to run that dude along like that. I think that's fucking low enough to cut out. And then do like white, maybe white all the way up here and just have it carbon in the middle. Make sure the seat hole lines up. It's not even there. Trying to hold her about right there. Stick your hand under the yonder for me. By George. I think this will be the first carbon fiber fender we've ever done on one of our own bikes. We've done carbon fiber for customers. Did we do a carbon fiber front fender on that pink bike? I just had a paint match fender. Yeah, wow. I made a carbon fiber fender from a dyno one time. That was a bitch. Never again. I'm gonna use it. That means I gotta go next door and I need to make a mess. God, and I'm gonna have to get covered in carbon fiber is way worse than fiberglass. Fiberglass is like having little itchy glass stuff in you. Carbon fiber is like having itchy carbon fiber in you. It sucks.
And you wore a tank top today.
Yeah, thank God. This way I can get it all up in my neck and my shoulders and everywhere else. And it'll fall down into the shirt too, so it'll be a lot better. So hopefully I can put a coat on because it is only it's only 101, so that's not too bad. I do want to use that, but I don't want to get that kind of messy. Probably cut it right along there and run a line straight back and then round that bitch in, or maybe bring it up just a hair. I can make a template off of the FXR Division one. So if you're at home and you want to have this kind of dyno looking shit, go buy the FXR Division rear fender. It's a bolt-in, it's ready to go. I think it's on our website, I'm pretty sure. And it's really easy and easy to do. If you want to go this route and you really, really want to get down with a whole lot of grinding, this will be the day's worth of work, and I'll be really itchy cussing and screaming for a good amount of time. This is the way to do it. Or if you just want to get a nice carbon fiber fender and just run her full length, then you can hit up Silent Cycles, and they have carbon fiber everything, I think, for like factory OEM replacement stuff. But I would never just put an OEM fender back on my bike, to be honest. I would like to change it, always. I'm gonna make the bag rails first. Will you get all the bag rail shit bolted up on this dude? I'll go cut those guys and get them set up. So Trent's gonna get all this stuff bolted up for the bag rails, and then I'm going to cut and build this stuff because we have to modify the stock ones. There's gotta be a better way to do this. I gotta change my techniques. They're currently not working. The saw takes forever to cut through this thing. You can see this line right here. I gotta cut this dude off right here and then cut the backside out so that the new brackets can go in behind this. So the old bandsaw doesn't want to cut through this because it's real thick and it takes a long, long time. So I'm gonna try and jam this thing in the chop saw. Is that safe? No. Do I recommend doing it at home? Definitely not. Will it work? 50%. 50% chance. But I ain't got 3 hours to sit there and wait for that bandsaw to cut through this big ass piece of aluminum. All right, let's go make some magic. This is a carbide wheel, which will cut through just about anything, but we use it just for aluminum, and we keep it aluminum only, because that's what we just cut off all the pieces that need to go in the mill, stuff like that. It should rip right through this thing super fast, just being able to get it to clamp and it not, dirty bitch, not come undone while I'm sawing it, because I had that happen when I was trying to cut the cap off of a set of Axio cartridges, and it shot it up through the ceiling somewhere. Actually on the other side there's a big hole in the ceiling where I shot the thing through it. This is going to be as sketchy as it can be, that's for sure. Like I said, this could go horribly wrong. This could be an absolute shit show.
Okay, where's the best place to witness this shit show?
You recording? Cross your fingers and pray for me. This is gnarly. God, this is a serious block of aluminum. I still have my hands and most of my face. That actually worked pretty good. I still got a whole lot of cutting to do. So now we've cut this off, I gotta clean this up. This has to be cut back like this, because the new piece is gonna come out right here, nice and pretty like. And we're gonna trim that back with, I usually do that on the saw too, but I think my saw blade is just a little toast. It's gonna be a lot of grinding from here on out. Trent's just getting everything mocked up over here on the later models. These are our bag rails. They come the length and the hole for early model bagger. And if you run a late model bagger, you just cut this dude off behind the hole and she just slides right in. It doesn't use a through bolt or any of that stuff in the late model stuff. So you just got to shorten it so she matches up right there, which he's getting everything lined up right now for that. And we're going to go from there, and I still got a lot of sanding and grinding to do. All right, a little test fit time. A little more cutting, folks. All right, this is how she's cut. All the stuff is gonna get cleaned up, and I'm gonna send this back to powder coat and get it repowder coated so it looks uniformed. Let me grab the stock one. So I cut it right along this line right here. Cut her straight down, along like that, down along the edge of this round piece. You cut it straight off, and then the underneath side, you gotta open it up like this. Angle, inside to there. And this dude, now, will fit just like that. And then with the fancy bit of powder coating, this will all look nice and factory. Everything will look dialed. And then this fender will be short, and the bags will end right here and move forward. Your stock bag rails are all the way out to here. brings you in long ways. That guy's done. I'm going to leave this here. Trent's gonna put this whole side together, get it all bolted up like she's gonna be when we're done. I'm gonna cut the other side out and get it shaped up and ready. And then we'll go from there. You know what's awesome is the other one, when I go to put it in the chop saw, it's a completely opposite angle and probably isn't gonna fit in there at all. So I'm gonna have to figure out a whole different way to cut the other one. If you guys can, anybody doing our bags at home and doing this, if you got any better ideas. If you haven't done it, you don't have any ideas. But if you have done it and you've tried it, let me know if you got an easier way of cutting this shit off. Our bandsaw, the blade is toast. Or normally I just in the bandsaw, but you saw it was like I was using a wood blade to cut through titanium. Wasn't doing shit. Wasn't doing shit, man. I might have to throw a new one on there and get after it. Here you are, sir. Big new computer day. So our computer up front that Tommy uses to ship all the orders just died. Which I've been running off of a MacBook Pro that I bought 2 or 3 years ago. It isn't quite big enough for all the editing stuff that we do, so I got a new one. Tommy gets the old one. MacBook Pro life now for Tom. No more desktop shitter. That my brother-in-law built that computer at Goodwill. He bought all that shit at Goodwill and built that computer for like 25 bucks.
Now we know.
And we've ran that computer for years though. It's been working good for years and it worked pretty good. So now we're like, you know, got a whole bunch of new computers. And I don't know what's going on in your state, but in Arizona, all the Best Buys are going out of business. So I just got a brand new MacBook Pro 16-inch, 16 gig for $859. If anybody needs the old, I need a computer hack. Go find a Best Buy, one that's going out of business. Everything's on fire sale right now. This is gonna be cool. You know what, one thing though, we're losing all this weight with this carbon fiber fender. We're gaining it with our fiberglass bags because they ain't light. He can make our bags in carbon fiber, can he? So here's the thing. I know Blockhead's doing a whole bunch of carbon fiber. His whole bike's gonna be covered in carbon fiber because they have their own carbon fiber stuff coming out. So they're carbon fibering everything. So I don't want to do a bunch of carbon fiber stuff, but man, if I could make the back of this bike as light as possible so she slides really, really easily, a set of our bags in carbon fiber would be pretty hard. With some paint the whole bag except for where it dips in on the side. Leave that carbon. Carbon.
How can you call it performance without carbon?
Can you even have a performance bagger without carbon fiber?
I don't
No.
think so.
You basically, to have a performance bagger, you have to have a really big motor, 1 or 2 carbon fiber fenders, and that's pretty much it, right?
I think that's what dictates a performance bagger now.
Front wheel.
Yeah.
Back
Doesn't
one
matter
does.
how you ride it.
Back one doesn't have to match. We're already there. Honestly, we could probably just call this build done. We got the motor. We now have a carbon fiber fender. Pretty much done, dude. And really all I got to do for the rest, I think the only other thing left to make it a performance bagger is to ride it to a bike show. I'm going to do it pretty hard. I'm going to at least trailer it to the hotel, and I'll ride from the hotel to the performance bagger show.
Holy shit.
We do it right around here. Lots of power. We've already got too much suspension though. Probably shouldn't have done any suspension.
And the fucking bar and riser set up too, man. You f***ed up there.
Yeah, I went too far already. And I actually ride it and shit, and like can stunt ride and do performance-y things on it.
Yeah.
We're losing. We're gonna lose this one, folks. This is a big wheel bagger.
Them are some big wheels, dude.
I'm building a big wheel bagger right now.
Big ass
Oh yeah,
wheels.
fucking
God damn it.
eat shit, performance bagger world. Big wheel baggers are coming back right now. Kruesi Originals, big wheel bagger all day long. God, I wish I had some sparkly jeans. What I should do is add on 7 or 8 feet onto the back of this fender right here. I'm a sellout. I'm selling out hard now. We need to get rid of that standoff.
Ooh, that.
More modifications coming, folks, on this big wheel bagger project that we're doing here. You want to have at least a quick release for your sissy bar or tour pack full of speakers. So we're probably going to put a tour pack on the back of this with 7 15-inch Rockford
It looks like they
Fosgates.
just punch right out.
It's probably a press and old fit if you could maybe fucking pop it from this side. It is that back guy, and then that shouldn't take place of the standoff. So these stock standoffs in here, you got to get rid of this dude because our bag rail is the standoff. So then you can still run all this cool shit back here. Which, this is something I want to see. I want to see how far this is going to stick out after where we cut the fender. Because if I cut the fender right here, these things hang out back so far.
That worked beautifully.
She did? Man, easy peasy. Let's keep those. I could weld them into something eventually.
All that chrome.
Yeah, I'll have stripper. Stripper girl, you're the best. Up all night on crystal meth.
Lap dance is so much better when the strippers cry.
this is about where we are at this moment. Everything's mocked up. Trent's got this side. I know where I'm going to cut this and what I'm going to do. I have an idea. So he's going to pull all this side down and get it prepped and ready for paint and powder coat. And then come over and throw this side together a little bit real quick and tighten everything up a little bit just so we can get a quick look at it. Then it'll get tore down. I'm going to cheat a bunch of lines on this dude, and then I'm going to start cutting and swimming in carbon fiber. It's going to be awesome.
At 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Is it 4? Well, I'm at least get it off of here. And I'm going to start on it tomorrow with a long sleeve shirt on and not a tank top, because, God, that would be a miserable
And
week.
with a change of clothes.
Miserable week, yeah. Spare clothes.
Yeah.
Still going to suck.
It is.
I did Terry's Fender. I had to grind on that thing and then hand sand it and everything to get it just right. And I was just... Oh, yeah, we got a hose now. I want to get a water softener hooked up to that thing. That would be amazing. We can do that. I think I'm going to. It's really not that much money. It's already plumbed. We could just put it, and then we could wash the bikes, just spray them off, and just ride them down the road, and they'd be sparkling. Can't wait. If you guys don't know, water in Arizona, like if you wash your car even in the wintertime, and you don't dry it as soon as the water hits the paint, your paint is ruined. The water is so gnarly, so much calcium in it, it's just covered in water spots that you'll have to have buffed out if you can get them out that way. It's bad. So like when we clean bikes, we hose them down and then we got an air hose just blowing them dry all at the same time. But if we hook up a water softener at the shop, we could just be like Oregon.
On like permanent, right?
Permanent rock. I'm gonna go do a little more grinding, make this look really uniformed and shit, so it looks good once she's powder coated. Do both sides of that, and then we'll pull this dude off and probably go home here real soon. I'm off to grind. Well, it's the next day. I came in this morning and measured things out where I wanted the fender to be and drew my first line, and she's gonna have to be pretty low. If I cut it up at the bottom of this, it's gonna be a really short fender, and I'm not down with that. It's gonna look dumb. So this dude's not getting used, which kind of sucks because I was a little excited to cut that thing up and make something cool. And I really wanted to dump a bunch of weight off the back of the bike because I wanted to slide really easily, but that's just not going to happen. So we're going to run the original plan. FXR Division, this is their rear late model touring bagger fender. I don't know if it works with the 24. It should all be the same stuff, but I don't know if anybody's actually tried it. I'm going to bolt this dude up. All we're going to do is throw it in the bike. I'm going to hook everything up to it real quick, make sure everything lines up. We'd look good. And then all this stuff's gonna head over to probably Ian for paint.
Like that.
FXR Division fender comes with a bracket that bolts in here, so you can bolt up your tail light to this. You don't gotta weld no tabs in or nothing, which is pretty nice. And you could always use this bracket down the road for any other project. I think they sell them separately. I've used them for broken fenders and broken tabs before. This is one of our lay down license plates. I'm gonna have to, for a narrower fender, so I'm gonna have to flatten the shit out of this thing and use a couple rubber pieces behind it. We'll deal with that shit when the time comes for paint. That dude goes there. This guy bolts on the back. Little sandwich action, like so. Just for your visual effects. I'm not gonna bolt this shit all up right now. Bam. Then this guy bolts into that. It hooks in nice. This will be black when the time comes. We've got a custom Dynamics tail light with all the blinkers and all that jive built into it. I don't know if we're going to use the blinkers or not, but we'll cross that road when the sheep falls through the bridge. It's a lot of shit to pack in there. There you go, you get an idea. It's going to look like a Dyna in the back. The bags will be about right here. Coming down, a little bit of fender, a little bit of tire, a whole lot of rims sticking out. There's a big old Kruesi Originals swing arm coming out real soon. Should have it around October. That's going to be going on here, and it's unlike anything before it. Trust and believe, it's going to be sick. We teamed up with Archetype Manufacturing, and we were building some dope shit. So that'll be on here soon. Whole bunch of jewelry sticking out. You'll be able to see everything. It'll look real sick. I'm going to pop a seat on really quick and double check that. This will look nice. Carbon fiber would have been a lot lighter. This is a lot stronger and a lot higher quality than what I think I had on there. The carbon fiber would have been a lot lighter. I want the ass to slide really easily. But you know, sometimes the cookie crumbles. Perfect. Bike's looking smaller already. That's right. What you got cooking? It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a bad bike. It's gonna be a couple pounds heavier than I want it to be in the back, but she's gonna look real sick and she's gonna look real hard. And when you're making 200 plus horsepower, does it really matter? Probably not. That weight might make it a little more stable. Next is paint. next episode of this, you'll probably be seeing me putting on a really, really nasty turbo kit. Do you guys want to get a peek? That's all you get. Next time on Kruesi Originals, you don't want to miss it. Like, subscribe, ring that bell, and remember, every $5 you spend on KruesiOriginals.com enters you in a chance to win that bike right now. Peace.
What you should do is go get sparkly jeans and then cut it immediately after.
Boom. Actually, don't even say I wish I had sparkly jeans. Just go Kruesi Originals doing big wheel baggers, and then boom, me in the same spot in the whole fucking fruitcake outfit. I need like high top Converse, but like the squishy, like the padded. They're supposed to look like All-Stars, but they're really padded. Yeah, they're more orthopedic, you know, but I'm still edgy because I got Converse on. And then I got some nice boot cut buckle jeans with really thick stitching in the side. And maybe some sort of chrome shit on the back of my t-shirt. I'm gonna have to stop somewhere and buy about 2 handfuls of stainless steel jewelry and a couple bracelets. Skulls, lots of skulls. I'm gonna have to grow a goatee too and shave my head. I need 15 wallet chains.